Okay, welcome everybody. We're looking at the feeder cattle futures for today. This is November 10th, and the symbol is /GF. These are the January 2022 contracts. Those are the most traded contracts right now, so just keep that in mind. I know it's only November, but that's the way they do it. So the price today, the session just ended just a few minutes ago. For the feeder cattle, the price finished at $158.15. Now, just to be clear here, guys and gals, I'm sorry to mention this right at the open, but we're looking at the hourly chart. I wanted to start with the hourly on the feeder cattle for good reason. You can see that since, let's say, Monday about noon, the price has pretty much worked its way down back to this 50-hour moving average. And we're going to wait to see if it gets a bounce off of this. Is it going to bounce off of it, or is it going to do one of these where it breaks through and goes below it? So tomorrow is going to be a big tell to see what happens with this price action. Does it bounce off of it? Does it just ride along it the whole day tomorrow and then break below on Friday? Does it ride along and get above it on Friday? So we're going to wait to see what that does. So for those that are interested in pricing, that could be ranchers, it might be feedlots, whoever, okay, or people who are just speculating on the feeder cattle futures. Just be aware that right now we're waiting to see if this is going to bounce off that 50-hour, okay? Really important. So that's definitely an area that we're going to see if it's support. See how over here it came along, it found support on the 50-hour for, maybe a good full day worth of hourly candlesticks, but then it broke below it really hard, right? So we don't know if that's going to happen this time, okay? It certainly was fairly aggressive that it came all the way down, unlike this one that didn't even get anywhere near the 50 and then had a strong rebound, okay? So this is a little bit more aggressive in the way that it came down and touching the 50. The MACD is showing decline, okay? And it's a wide gap between these two lines, really wide gap. So need to be mindful of that this could travel long-term below the zero line. And if that's the case, then even if we do get a bounce, it might do one of those on the hourly chart, okay? So tomorrow's and Friday are going to be big days to see whether or not this 158.09 area, you can call it 158, is it going to hold or is it going to bust through and go below that, okay? So Thursday, Friday are big days. Let's switch over to the daily chart so we can get a better feel for this on a daily time frame. Yeah, it looks very toppy here, okay, just looking at these indicators. I know this one's kind of squished up because we have this crazy candlestick way back here, but even that looks kind of toppy to me, okay? So very toppy. If there's any indication of what happened back here with this toppy, that broke through pretty hard for, it just stayed down there for a good 2 weeks before it came up, then broke down really hard again. So, man, feeder cattle, I hate to say it, guys and gals, but it's looking weak. The 50-day moving average is bending down. There's very toppy action here on some of these indicators. Okay. So, it's very possible, we got this seasonal kind of thing going on as we head into the winter months. Sometimes this happens. It doesn't happen every winter, but this winter looks like the feeder cattle looks like it could break below this 50-day moving average. This is 157.5 right now, 5.4. I think it's going to break below it. Just looking at this, I think we're going to get down into these areas. I think we'll get down, maybe into the 155. Could happen fairly easily, actually. Okay, so let's switch over to the weekly, and then we'll finish up with the monthly. Okay, weekly still shows strength, so we got mixed signals going on here. Weekly looks strong, still says we're going up, but boy, oh boy, that MACD says something else. So this could be a case where this does happen with indicators where there's shorter term indicators like the hourly and the daily will begin to show price action moving in another direction, while the longer term indicators are still showing something else, okay? So I'm more inclined to think that the hourly and the daily are giving us a heads up about where prices are really going to go, okay? All right, let's take a look. Just finishing up on this weekly real quick, you can see that prices always tend to come back to the 50, yeah? Happens time and time again. That gets up there, comes back. Gets up there, comes back, doesn't broke through. Okay, let's look at the monthly. See what's going on there in the monthly. Yeah, we have some divergence warnings going on here. We had it back here in September, and now we've got one showing up here in November. It's only the first week, so that little white dot could disappear right there. It's possible it could still disappear because obviously we got a good three weeks to go here before this month ends. But for now, that white dot showing up, and what that simply means is it's detecting a 3-month divergence. Okay, so these indicators are obviously going down, right? You see indicators are going down, and it's probably looking at this candlestick right here, which closed at 153.25. Yeah. So to see that's what's happening. So there's a divergence going on where from the bottom of that candlestick, which was back in I guess September, that price closed way down there, okay, and since then has moved up over this 2-month period. So indicators are going down, okay, while price has been going up. And when that happens, you're going to get this divergence logic behind these indicators. Now, it hasn't showed up on the Big Daddy forecast. It's only showed up in the SMI, so it doesn't carry a lot of strength if it shows up in both. But the Big Daddy forecast on the cattle, on the feeder cattle, live cattle, we don't get a lot of divergences on the Big Daddy forecast. If you want to know what that is, just one of my own personal indicators I created. Okay, that helps predict where the market may be going. So, looks like on the monthly, things are pointing down, just barely above the zero line on the MACD, so not a whole lot of strength. It's not like back here, right? Back in 2015, 2016, where you had a clear-cut indication of where prices were going, right? I mean, you can just see long-term how easy it is to get a read for the pricing, right? It's very easy. Of course, back then we had a lot of divergence signals going off, sitting way up here. It was pretty clear prices were going to come down. Okay, but we do have these warnings kind of showing up here on the SMI, Stochastic Momentum Index. So I'm inclined to think that prices are going to gravitate even on the monthly back towards this 50-month, which is 143.77 right now. Okay, so the hourly and the daily show prices getting ready to go down. The weekly still says things are going up. The monthly says things are looking to go down. So we got 3 indicators that are kind of suggesting prices are going to go down. Though that Big Daddy is a little bit undecided at the moment. I'm inclined to think prices are going to either hold steady or decline a little bit throughout this winter. So I would be prepared for prices to go below 158 for the feeder cattle. Okay, even if you're looking at the November contracts instead of the December one, we're looking at January here, but even if you're looking at November or December, whatever the prices are on those contracts, I would expect prices to come down a little bit, guys and gals. So whichever contracts you're looking at, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think prices are going to decline here at least a few bucks near term. Okay? All right, listen. In front of you is a splash screen I'm going to put up. Monthly membership, $5.95. It's a really good deal. Basically going to put out 1 or 2 videos a month, probably more, about trading opportunities that I think could be profitable. Now, this is educational video only. I don't give financial advice, paper trades only. Okay, whatever you do with that education video is your own business. Okay, so but I'm going to put out 1 or 2 videos a month, and probably more, that I think are going to be profitable trades. Okay, it might be on live cattle or feeder cattle, but it might be on something else. Okay, so take advantage of the price, because $5.95, guys and gals, 1 trade, you're going to make back that money on 1 trade. Seriously. I mean, if you can't make $6 on a trade, okay, maybe you need to go back and just take an honest look about how you're trading, okay? But take advantage of that price while you can, guys. Amazingly, I just put up the premium subscription 2 days ago. I've already had a lot of people sign up, so get in while you can at the price that you can. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys and gals. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And click that little bell so you get notified of all the videos I put them out. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.